All right, we are on take 3. I'm going to go a little bit faster because I think part of my problem is that I'm running out of space on my phone for this. But we're going to try a different format, and the dogs might come and visit us. So I'm petting Vixen right now. She's really wondering what the heck's going on. Ace is over there right now chewing on a ball. Hopefully he behaves. But today we're going to talk about mindfulness, and mindfulness is a big topic with food. So mindfulness can basically be summed up by just thinking about why we're eating. Like, why are we putting food in our body? So what is, I mean, food's main role is to help support us, like to provide us energy, to help us with the building blocks to repair tissue or build up new tissue, give us water, to keep everything really well maintained. So it's basically a fuel source. But we can also use food in different ways. Sometimes it's used to help us, on a bad day, or different foods remind us of different family gatherings and stuff like that. But making sure that we're paying attention to why we're eating a little bit, rather than just shoveling food in our mouth and see what happens. So I'm going to send you the presentation too. It's hard for you to see it here on the screen, and if I kind of focus some attention on there, you won't see me. It turns it dark. So if you see me kind of making gestures, I'm probably trying to get the dogs to not be too crazy. So on this slide here, we're just talking about mindless eating habits, and then mindful eating habits. So mindless eating habits, that's Vixen. Eating until we feel overly stuffed or full. This one's a common one. Just eat. That's kind of how I was raised. I don't know about you guys, but my parents always said, eat until you're full. I mean, I remember being 10 and I'd be able to polish off 2 Big Macs and a large fry because I just ate as fast as I could, and I was hungry. I wasn't full yet, so my parents gave me more. It was a good thing that I was a fairly active kid, because otherwise I'd probably be pretty obese. Second one, eating triggered by emotions or stress or boredom. This is me. I'm bad at this. Like, I've known this for a while. I'm getting better at it because I can now recognize it. But it is my downfall. It's definitely gotten a little worse lately, but I'm working on strategies to overcome it. Eating alone or at random times. This one's important for those people that just kind of eat. They're just kind of eating all the time, or they eat they eat alone and try to hide food. This one's not always super common, but we want to have kind of a structure to our plan. Eating in front of a screen, TV, phone, laptop, stuff like that. People do that all the time. Eating on the couch, watching TV, grab a bag of chips. It's a trap we can easily fall into. Next one, eating out of boxes, bags, cabinets, or the fridge. This is important, making sure we measure out our portion size for things, rather than grab the bag of chips and sit on the couch and watch Game of Thrones, is important. Those calories add up real fast. And, it's not bad to eat, while you're watching TV occasionally, but we need to be mindful of how much we're going to eat. Eating a place not associated with food in the car, that's a big one for me. I'm always eating out of the car because honestly, I'm sometimes busy, but sometimes it's just I don't plan well. Like I could go in and eat, but I eat in the car, and it's probably something I should work on a little bit more. The last one, eating a large percentage of our daily calories in one sitting. Intermittent fasting is a thing, and it can work for people. But if we're eating most of our calories at one time, it's easy to really overeat then. And then if we haven't been mindful earlier in the day and not eating that many calories, it can easily add up. All right, and then on the other side, on the right side, we have our mindful eating technique. So learning and finding 80% full. So you're not hungry, but you're not stuffed. This was a hard one. To really kind of to get to. Like, the truth is we're not going to measure the contents of your stomach, but we do need to let the food get into the mouth, chew it up, get it through the stomach, and hit the small intestines before the signal gets to the brain to let us know that we're starting to get full. So that signal can take 10 to 15 minutes to get there, and if we don't eat slow enough so that our stomach contents can get into the small intestines, we're never going to know that we're full until it's too late. Eating when our body tells us to. So those are things like stomachs rumbling, or you're starting to maybe feel a little bit lower energy. We don't want to just always eat on a schedule. Asking yourself how hungry you are. This could be a simple 1 to 10 answer. So if you're a 1 to 2, AC, stop. We don't want to eat at a 1 to 2 because we're not really hungry. But if we wait till we're at 8 or 9, or even at 10, we're going to be ravenous and just go crazy. We don't want to do that. So make sure you know you're about a 6 or 7, and then go ahead and eat. Eating without distraction. So that's as simple as sitting at the table. Maybe sit with your family members and discuss the day rather than watching the TV. Eating off a plate, making sure we measure our portions out, put it on a plate, make it look nice. Learning to cope with stress, anxiety, boredom without food. Those are that can be hard for some people. I mean, I was raised with feeding your emotions. If you're having a bad day, you should have a cookie. We'll take you out for ice cream. All those kind of things, and those things are really deeply ingrained in us. And that's the hard part. Is like our brains are hardwired. And we can't just like magically just snap our fingers and it just goes back. We need to say, okay, this is how it is, but what can I do to make it better? Like even if we're just getting 1% better, that's still a lot of progress over time. We're not going to just, it's not yes or no. Everything is kind of gray. In building nutrient dense meals to fill you up. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think anybody can overeat broccoli to the point of too many calories and getting fat off broccoli. It's too nutrient dense. Same thing with a lot of vegetables. It doesn't have to be just broccoli. But if we focus on our protein, our lean proteins, and our vegetables, we can get far. All right, so practicing mindfulness. So we can just kind of look at these questions and pick a couple that work for you. So would I seek this food out if it wasn't in front of me? I had a client ask me once, she's like, well, sometimes I get a craving, but I don't know what the craving's for. And I'm like, well, if you don't know what it's for, then I don't know that you're really hungry or that you're really having a craving, because a craving is going to be, I want a piece of chocolate. And then you know what it is. You don't want to just stand in front of the refrigerator because you're going to all of a sudden want something because it's, there, or freezer or cabinet or anything. The second question we just mentioned before, how hungry are you on a scale of 1 to 10, eating at a 6 or 7? Do I need to eat right now or can I wait an hour? So that goes back to the how hungry am I, And am I hungry enough to eat blank? So we don't want to fill this. I had another client. She's like, well, we probably shouldn't put ice cream in this sentence, right? I said, yeah, no. Am I hungry enough to eat? And we wanted to fill a sentence with healthier options. Some strategies that you can use to create mindfulness: always eating off a plate, keeping food off the counter. So if you're walking through the kitchen and every time you walk through the kitchen you see the bag of cookies or the box of cereal, it's going to be easy to get hungry. So if we just put those in the cabinets, it makes it a little bit more challenging. Don't go grocery shopping when you're hungry. I'm sure you've heard that one before. Keep your kitchen clean and uncluttered. It makes it a lot easier to do the cooking and the prep. The 15-minute eating challenge, this one I've done. It's really hard. Well, maybe not really hard, but it's an interesting experiment. So you set a timer for 15 minutes. You plate your food for a normal meal, and then your goal is to see how much food's left on your plate after 15 minutes. I did this. I didn't succeed. I'm gonna be honest. But what I did do is I chewed, and I set down my fork on my plate, and I really did enjoy the flavors of the food a lot more. The thing is when you eat fast, you don't really get to taste the flavors and all the good work you've done with the cooking. So it was an interesting experiment, something I need to continue to work on. But it was interesting. It also really irritated Ace because he's used to, once I put my fork down, he gets to lick the bowl, and I kept putting the fork down and he wasn't getting to lick the bowl, so he was really, really confused. And then no screens. So turning the TV off, don't play with the phone, just focus on the food. Enjoy the food because it probably tastes good, I hope. And then, some of the other slides you could definitely go through on your own. We definitely did talk about a few of these. But let me know what you think.